Hello, good evening. I'm Mohana for BBTV, and here is your big update. DNB monopoly, Pakatan calls for debate in Parliament. Pakatan Harapan has criticized Putrajaya's proposed setup of the 16 billion special purpose vehicle that would monopolize the 5G spectrum and risk leaving the public in deeper debts in years to come. As such, they are calling for a debate to be held in Parliament on the implementation of the 5G network. Pakatan Harapan has raised an alarm over the special purpose vehicle's decision to spend a huge amount and the risk in long run should the plan take a nosedive. In an interview cited by Pakatan Harapan, the CEO of DNB had stated that the special purpose vehicle would be applying for a series of loans while issuing 8 billion ringgit worth of sukuk or bond. The coalition said DNB is fully owned by the government and the loans are a form of contingent liability which would eventually transpire to be a risk that would burden the people should the company fail to settle the loans. In a statement released by the Communication, Digital and Multimedia Committee of Pakatan Harapan today, it said Digital Nasional Berhad was expected to spend 16.5 billion to 20 billion over the next 10 years to build Malaysia's 5G network, which is expected to be up and running throughout the country by the year 2024. In what seems to be a monopolistic approach by the government to lease the 5G spectrum instead of direct sales to telecommunications companies, like how it was exercised during the rollout of 2G, 3G and 4G, the coalition has said the government risked losing earnings that could reach up to 12 billion ringgit. And this decision further strains the government's revenue, which has already taken a toll due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Earlier in October, former Prime Minister Najib Razak had voiced his concern on the matter and urged the government to allow telecommunications companies to purchase shares in Digital Nasional Berhad and warned that Putrajaya would incur trillions in losses if the 5G network nationwide rollout fails. In other news, the Dewan Rakyat this morning was shaken up and stirred with the topic of the award-winning Timah whiskey during the debate of the amendment of the Trade Description Bill 2021. While the Member of Parliament for Tumpat, Datuk Che Abdullah Matnawi, was debating the bill, specifically speaking on e-traders who fail to display the non-halal sign, which leads to confusion among Muslim buyers, he was interjected by Pakatan Harapan's Tangga Batu Member of Parliament, Rusna Aluai, who said the name Timah is truly confusing, and asked why is the image of Captain Speedy on the bottle was wearing a kopia and not a hat, followed by suggesting a name change for the brand, such as, how about we just let you watch the clip instead?
Sila Luan.
Sila.
Okey, terima kasih Yang Dipertua, Yang Berhormat. Bila kita sebut mengelirukan, saya nak menekankan semula bahawa perkataan jenama Timah ni benar-benar mengelirukan, disertai oleh lambang Captain Speedy yang memakai kopiah. Tidak adakah gambar Captain Speedy ni yang memakai topi? Ataupun yang Timah ini, tidak bolehkah kita panggil apa jenama yang lain? Mines, The Mines ke, apa ke, ya? Lagi satu, ia merupakan satu perkara yang tidak bagus untuk wanita, sebab dibayangkan Timah itu adalah wanita Melayu, Kak Timah, Mak Timah, Makcik Timah. Apabila kita minum whisky itu, seolah-olah kita meminum wanita Melayu. Terima kasih.
The similar subject was raised again in the afternoon session of the August House by several opposition and government Member of Parliaments, particularly Pengerang Member of Parliament Dato' Azalina Othman Said, who reminisced when she was little and ate at the famous fast food chain ANW. She further mentioned she could not get herself to tell her child not to eat anjing panas, which is a direct translation of a steamed sausage served in a bun, popularly known as hot dogs. She wrapped up her speech by saying we need to educate the public to think logically, which was agreed by the Deputy Minister of Trade and Consumer Affairs, Datuk Rasul Wahid, who does not wish for such matters to set a precedent for other similarly branded products. Following up to our earlier report on the Auditor General's report of a financial mismanagement, the Public Accounts Committee has raised its concern over the government's growing debt totaling to 100 billion ringgit. PAC Chairman Wong Kah Woh said during a press conference to reporters at the Parliament building that a certificate for emphasis of matter had been issued over some of the findings, including the worrying level of debt repayment. The committee said 194.555 billion of the new government borrowings, 98.058 billion or 50.4% of the total was used just for the purpose of paying the principal debt for the year 2020. And a quarter of the funds from the gross borrowing, which was meant for development, was instead used to pay liabilities, operating expenditures, and other guarantees. PAC is expected to hold proceedings to scrutinize the findings and of the 620 million which was led to leaks, mismanagement, and loss of public funds. That's all the update that we have for this evening. Don't forget to like, share, follow, and subscribe to our social media pages, and most importantly, the bigbluetv.com portal. I'm Mohana for BBTV. You have a great day ahead.